A few months ago, I picked up a late-night shift delivering for a local food app. Usually only did a few hours here and there to make extra cash. Nothing serious. One particularly slow night, I took an order to a location I'd never been to before. It was already past midnight, and I was starting to get a little freaked out because I'd never driven this far into the city and didn't want to be out this late, but I needed the money. The address on the app said it was a community center on the edge of town, so I figured it'd be fine. When I pulled up, though, the building looked completely deserted. The parking lot was cracked and empty, except for a single broken-down car that looked like it hadn't moved in years. The place was this big, plain brick building with no windows on the first floor and just a few dark ones up top. Only one light was on near the main entrance, flickering like it was about to burn out. I checked the app. It said, to enter through the main doors, drop the food off at room 3B, and leave immediately. It was weird. Most late-night deliveries just asked you to leave it outside. But I figured maybe it was some overnight staff or a night class or something. I got out of my car, carrying the bag, and walked up to the door. To my surprise, it wasn't even locked. It creaked open when I pushed it, the sound echoing through a huge, empty lobby. The floor was this dull, dirty tile, and the air smelled musty, like no one had been there in a long time. I could see a staircase at the back of the lobby. There weren't any signs, so I guessed the rooms were upstairs. I walked slowly toward the stairs, the sound of my own footsteps way too loud in the emptiness. At the bottom of the stairs, I hesitated. The upper floor was completely dark. Not a single light was on. I pulled out my phone to double-check the instructions. Same thing, room 3B upstairs. Something about the way the darkness seemed to press down from the stairs made my skin crawl. I stood there for a moment, trying to psych myself up. Just then, I heard a door creak open somewhere upstairs. I froze. A few seconds later, heavy footsteps started coming down the stairs. Not running, just slow, heavy steps, one after the other. Whoever it was, they weren't saying anything. I panicked and backed away from the stairs, looking for a place to put the bag down. Just as I set it down by the entrance, I heard a voice from the top of the stairs, low and raspy. "Bring it up!" I didn't move. I didn't even look up. I turned, pushed open the front door, and got out of there as fast as I could. When I got in my car and drove off, I looked back once. In the flickering light by the door, I saw a figure standing just inside, staring out at me. Not moving, just watching. The next day, I found out through the news that the so-called community center had been shut down months before because of structural issues. It wasn't even supposed to be occupied. Police were investigating reports of squatters and strange disappearances in the area. I still wonder what would have happened if I had gone up those stairs.